Hey guys, so I want to give you a little 3-month update now. I think it as of 2 days. Yeah, it's been 3 months since my truck here was diagnosed with head gasket issues, and I think it's been I think it's 3 months next week when I ran the BlueDevil head gasket sealer through it. So I wanted to give you an update. As of right now, I have 201,285 miles. I want to say at the time that we diagnosed the head gasket failure, I had 186,000 miles, or maybe 187. So I've put 4,000 to 5,000 miles on my truck since that happened, and since I put the BlueDevil in it. So my truck went to the dealer. It sat at the dealer for the weekend. Come Monday, after figuring out, what my options were, I decided to go pick up my truck, drive it back home. It did fine on the way home. It had plenty of coolant in it. They kind of topped it off with the coolant. Drove it home, no overheating issues, no misfiring issues, none of that. And then decided to go ahead and buy a replacement 5.7 after getting the outrageous prices to replace the engine or rebuild the engine. I'll recap some of those if you didn't watch the other videos. So the dealer quoted me to replace the engine with a remanufactured warranty replacement engine made by a company called Jarco, which is actually local here to Canton, Georgia. I'm driving through Canton, Georgia now. I live in Canton. Jarco is the certified Toyota remanufactured company for the entire US. And that engine comes with a warranty from Toyota. To swap that completely out would be $17,000 for parts and labor. Comes with a warranty, and there was like a 12-week lead time on that engine. So I'd still be waiting for an engine now, or I'd just now be getting an engine, like now, I think. If I had said yes to that back then, I'd just now be getting an engine. So that's that price. I also had the dealer quote me on a complete tear down and rebuild, assuming that the heads and the block were not warped, there was no damage, and they were all within spec, including sending it off to a machine shop to have it inspected. This price was not inclusive of doing any decking or anything, which they don't advise with these VVTi engines. That was $16,000 to do a complete teardown and rebuild. And that included replacing a lot of parts in the head and the valve train, and doing a new starter and replacing a lot of stuff, because this engine has 200,000 miles on it. You might as well replace all this stuff while you're in there, while you've got it torn apart. So that included all that. I reached out to 2 local independent Toyota, Lexus independent shops that are well known and well regarded in this area. And I got a $14,000 teardown and rebuild quote from one shop, and I want to say the other shop quoted, I think it was like $12,000 for teardown and rebuild, not including any machine work that they might have to do. So if they have to do any machine work, that's additional, right? So I also had the shops quote out doing a swapping the engine out with a used engine. And one of the shops said they wouldn't do it. Toyota says they won't do a used engine swap. They will only do a remanufactured engine. And the other shop quoted me $11,000 with the engine, with I think it came with like a 90-day warranty on it or something. So those were the prices I got. What I decided to do is, based on my experience, when I was in college, I used to do me and my buddies would do engine swaps. I've swapped SR20s into Nissan 240s and Nissan Sentras. We put an RB26 in my buddy's Nissan 240SX. I did engine swaps in my Hondas. I used to be into Hondas. I've done a bunch of engine swaps, transmission swaps, clutch jobs, done some fabrication work, put engines in cars that didn't originally come in those cars. I did that when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, or not a teenager, but in my 20s. So I'm capable of doing that. So what I decided to do is go ahead and buy a replacement engine. I got one online. I mentioned in the other video. It came from eBay, well-reputable seller, came with a full write-up, serial numbers, VIN numbers, pictures of the wrecked car, everything. I looked up all the service history on Toyota. It had been serviced every 5,000 miles with oil changes. Great service history. I clicked go on that engine. It was $5,500 with freight shipping. It was $500 freight shipping. Have that engine shipped to my house, and I have that engine sitting in my shop. But I decided to run BlueDevil through this. I did the blue bottle kind, not the pour and go kind, the other kind where you have to take the thermostat out, run it through for a little bit, let the engine run for like an hour, drain it all out, put the thermostat back in, refill it with factory coolant, and go. So that's what I did, and here we are, 4,000 miles or almost 5,000 miles later. It's good. I haven't lost any coolant. It seems to be holding thus far. We'll see how long this lasts. I don't know, but it's holding thus far. No issues, no heater core issues. People are like, oh, your heater core is gonna mess up, whatever. Haven't had any of that. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for today.